So as you can see, in this elevator lobby, if there's a bunch of people out here waiting for the elevator, they don't necessarily want to see or smell what's going on in these bathrooms. So what could we do? Well, watch this. We can put another area or space in here. What do I mean? Let's go to create similar. Take a wall like that one. And let's put that wall right here, right? Or how about we can even align to here that, right? So now that wall does that. And we don't necessarily have to have a door here, right? Couldn't we have an opening there, right? We could put an opening here, and what we could do when we have our opening, we could take this wall, right? And we can move this wall over even further, right? And what this allows in this instance is that even if this door is now flipped and moved up this way, right? Somebody standing here, like if you open the door and someone's standing right here and they're going to the men's room, they're not going to get a view of usually anything they shouldn't get a view of, right? Same could be true here. I can come in here and I can change this dimension here to maybe only 1 foot. And if I do that, if I flip this door the other way, right, you see right in. But if I flip it this way, you're not going to see usually as much, right? And I can take that dimension out. I don't need it anymore. But if you're looking at this kind of stuff now, you're seeing someone who would come in this space right here. They wouldn't see a whole lot of anything if they were coming in here. So what we can do is we can go over to insert and load family. And what we can put here is not necessarily a door. We don't always need a door, but we can use an opening, right? And if we hit open, right? And we come up here to architecture and door. There's a 36 by 84 opening. What we can do is go and edit the type, and we can say, let's duplicate this and let's make this a 5-foot opening. Oh, sorry, 60 by 84. Right? And I can make this 5 foot. And now I can put this opening right here. I can drop it here, I could drop it here, or I can just make it even on that wall, right? So here's a general opening. So now people in this area aren't paying nearly as much attention as to what's going on here. Now I want to bring this wall actually back up and align that to there. There, that's better, okay? So it's aligned with the edge of that. And it's easier to terminate this stud wall into this shaft wall that way too, okay? So it's not perfectly aligned here. It doesn't need to be. That's okay. So now we have this little transition space kind of sort of in here, and it's not really a part of anything right now. You see what I'm saying? So a number of different things could happen. We could bring this wall out further, right? Couldn't we bring this wall out a little further? Let's look at a couple of dimensions right quick. Let's look at this dimension right here. And this is the kind of stuff I want you guys to think about as you doing design, right? So that's 4'8" and 7'8". Really, that does not have to be any more than 4 feet, right? Or actually, it could be 3'6". That's 42 inches. It could even be our clear space for a wheelchair has to be 48 inches. Now, I don't want to take this down to any more than 4, but if we make that 4 feet, you see that? There's a number of different things we could do. We can go, and again, we can flip this door if we wanted to, and we could bring this door further down, right? And now, absolutely and positively, if we look at this, someone who comes in here, even when this door is open, if I'm standing right here, I'm not going to see hardly anything, right? I could go I could take other means and make sure you couldn't see in this women's room, but I absolutely can't see anything here now. And the further back I pull this, right? So if I go in here and I say I put it in the line dimension on this, and I say, okay, let's make this a full 6 foot 6 inches, right? I can make that 6'6". And now look what happens. Even more so, I can't see back in there. Now, obviously, it doesn't need to be 6'6", but if I made it 5'6", you know, I'm okay. And I probably even maybe have some space out here to do some different things. But this transition space is okay. It is square footage, and we do have to account for it. How we account for it, though, we'll make a decision on that in the next couple of days. Because for me, even a space like this could be utilized. What other sorts of things could we put out here? Couldn't we put a drinking fountain out here? Right? What if I put a little chase right in here? Right? And I ran a chase, because a drinking fountain, it needs a chase for pipes and things like that to go behind it, because you got refrigerant and then you got your water for your drinking fountain. So what if I just did something like this, you know, and I said I was going to put a little alcove for a drinking fountain or something like that in there. I could do that. And there's different ways to go about making sure that happens. So if let's see if there's a drinking fountain in here, you know, because a bottle filler or something like that, that would probably be better. But let me go and see if I can just quickly find a drinking fountain under plumbing. I don't remember if they actually have one in here. Yeah, drinking fountains. So wall-mounted oval, recessed, rectangular, or semi-recessed. We'll get one of the fancy oval ones for right now, right? And I'm going to find a better one for you so that we can use it before it's all said and done. But if I mount this drinking fountain right here, right, someone could come out of the bathroom and just be able to get a drink, and there's still plenty of clear space around this. In some other instances, you know, I could probably put even a vending machine in here. That's another thing we haven't really talked about that. Now, here's the deal. There's a little store out here for people to go and buy stuff. So this little store is not going to want the competition of a vending machine. But, you know, we also have room in the lobby for vending machines. But little spaces like this, if someone's on the 4th floor, they may not want to go down all the way and necessarily get a soda, right? So would it be nice if somewhere in and around here we could place a vending machine? That might be something we could do as well. So we want to keep those things in our thoughts as well. All right. So as you go on to work on this area here, I'll throw a couple of little dimensions on here for you just so you can kind of see them. You don't have to guess. All right. So obviously you know what that dimension is going to be, but I'll throw it in anyway. Right. Then we're going to have this dimension from here to here, and that's 8'2" and 7/8. So maybe to even that out, I'll make that 8 foot, right? So I'll pull that wall out a little more, so that changes. And then of course this dimension, it's going to line up with the edge of that wall, but still I'll put this dimension in here so you see it too, right? So you kind of see the dimensions of this area in here that we create. And this, I'm going to go ahead and go to architecture and make this a room. And I'm going to call this space, I'm going to call it 109A. All right. And then this is just really a transition space for us for right now. Or maybe that's not the best name for that. Let's just call this an alcove right now. All right, that's better. Okay, all right, I'll go ahead and stop this video, and we'll pick up in the next one, and we'll work on getting some of this stuff transferred to the levels above.